Beware. They are extremely shocked after your recovery. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, beware. They are extremely shocked simply because of your recovery. Now, family, specifically, y'all, a recovery is a return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength. I'm going to say it once again, y'all. A recovery is a return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength. People lost faith in you once you had that misfortune, that hardship, that loss of a car, job, or even a loved one. They thought that you would never come back to your natural or normal state of mind, strength, as well as who you are as a being. Okay? And so when people are shocked at your recovery, that lets you know exactly how they felt about you the entire time. You ever heard somebody say, I never thought that you can do it. I never believed in you. Or sometimes they don't just be that straight frank about it, but they may say, oh, you shocked me. They're telling you in so many words indirectly that I don't, or I never did believe in you. I never believed in your capabilities. I never believed in your gifts. I didn't believe in the vision that you claim God sent you. I simply didn't, right? So what I'm simply saying, y'all, is that whenever you recover from something that's minor or even major, people are going to be extremely shocked because they have already written you off. Somebody drop in the comments and say, don't write me off. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, don't write me off. When you are a true chosen one of Israel, y'all, we're going to call it how it is. When you are a true chosen one of Israel, family, God has always given you a sound mind, okay, a spirit of strength. He has always given you the power that you have needed to get through every hard situation, obstacle, or hardship, all right? You don't have a spirit of fear, but that's what your cousin trying to put into you. That's what your mama trying to impute into you. That's what auntie, your best friend, people at your job trying to implement into you, okay? Understand something, y'all. Maybe you had that bad or tragic divorce, that bad or tragic breakup with your friend, because friends can be, a breakup with your friend can be just as tough, if not tougher, than a romantic relationship, right? Whatever the case was, y'all, maybe you were sick in a hospital, right? They didn't think that you was going to gain your senses back. They didn't think that you was going to gain your true mind back, all right? You know, y'all, before my granddad passed, he was a strong man. Before he passed, y'all, he actually got in a car accident, and he was in a coma for, I think they say he was in a coma for like a month, right? So he had true brain issues. Like, he was almost about to be up out of here then. And I don't think I was even older than 6 or 7, right? However, my grandfather came back stronger than ever, right? It was told that he wasn't going to be able to walk again. He came back walking again, right? See, it's not about what man says. It's about what God says, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, it is about what God says. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, it is about what God says. Your recovery is not dependent on your enemies, on your family, your friends, your associations, your groups, right? It's not dependent on them. Your recovery is dependent solely on God, all right? And your willingness to keep going, okay? Because guess what? God can set you up for success, but if you give up on yourself, you also have free will to do what you want. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. But not to babble on this, y'all. I want to kind of just give y'all a brief explanation of what the video is about, all right? People being shocked, and your recovery was so smooth and so clean and so profound that it just makes them mind boggle. They can't believe it, y'all. They can't believe it, right? But here we are. Let's go ahead and get directly into it. Y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Let's do it, y'all. Number one, first thing is first, bet like you never left, okay? You are bet like you never left. Y'all ever seen somebody when you was going to school, they was out sick, right? And now they came back, and maybe there was the class clown, or they was the person who always had that light, or the person who brought the life of the party without literally being the life of the party. When they come back, it's like they ain't skip a beat. They ain't skip a beat. Y'all, for all my football lovers, I know there's males and females, but mostly males, right? But Saquon Barkley, he actually got hurt. I think it was a hamstring issue, or it was something. He got hurt during the season, and he had to miss out on like about 2 games, 3 games, maybe more than that. But when my man came back, he was back like he never left. He was still hurdling. He was still juking. He was still being elusive, right? He was still being crafty. Like, when you come back like you never left, you got to understand something, y'all. This is bigger than physical abilities. This is spiritual abilities. This is mental abilities. This is emotional abilities. I met a woman, or a young lady, I would say, who was in a wheelchair. And the doctor also told her that she wouldn't be able to walk. This is a true story, y'all. I was outside selling my books at Slutty Vegan here in Atlanta. For those who know, y'all know. And she just rolled up on me. And immediately, my heart was captured, because I'm like, why are you in this wheelchair and you don't look no older than me? At the time, I'm about 25, I want to say. And I'm sitting here like, why are you in this wheelchair? So I was immediately glued to her story without even knowing it, right? She told me she got in a car accident, and, I think her friends passed, and it was maybe 2 survivors. She was one of them, and the other one didn't really have a major issue. But long story short, she said she has a book about it, but the doctors told her that she wouldn't ever walk again. And this is how strong spiritual strength, emotional, and mental strength is. When you combine those two, anything is possible. Number one, when God sets you up for success, you have no choice but to succeed. You just got to follow the dotted line. You just got to follow the path, right? But then when you put your mental into it, now your mind is making your body do certain things, right? What people don't realize is, if you lift up your arm, that's because your mind told you to do it physically. You lift up this arm, your mind told you to do it physically, right? Then when you place emotions behind it, now it's giving you abilities that you didn't even know that you had within you. So when she placed those things all together, I get on Instagram and I see this young lady walking again. And she's not walking just full-fledged out, but she was incapable of getting out of that wheelchair, right? Of getting out of that wheelchair. And now I see her, and she's, she got the crunches, the special crunches, but she's walking though. And I see so much more progression that is happening. And so when you get back to the recovery, people are, I'm sure, extremely shocked. And that's the same thing with yourself, y'all, right? They are extremely shocked because of your recovery. They already wrote you off, and they thought that you were incapable of becoming bigger, better, stronger, faster, smarter, more intelligent, wiser, okay? Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know, all right? But shout out to Cass, man. I think Cassie. Shout out to Cassie, man. That's a real life true story, y'all. But anyway, y'all, number 2, it's going to be this right here, y'all. You turn pain into pressure, not problems, all right? You turn pain into pressure, not problems. Y'all, there's 2 types of people. People who take the pain that they go through and they turn it into problems, right? And those problems turn into bitterness. Those problems turn into complaints. Those problems turn into hate. Those problems turn into something that is even bigger than them. That's why when you can't give a person with bitterness or pain or problems a position, because everybody underneath them, they're about to be drugged to hell and back. Oh yeah, y'all, you about to feel every inch of pain that's on the crevices of my heart, the pit of my heart. the entire circumference of my heart, even the radius. You're about to get all this, right? It's because they have turned their pain into problems. But when you have a person who turned their pain into pressure, then they understand that that pressure will soon turn them into a diamond. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I am a diamond in disguise. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I am a diamond in disguise. You know, y'all, some of our greatest leaders, speakers, celebrities, or just even greatest people who are good at heart, that's what I'm saying, been through the worst. I mean, even when you think of Joseph, been through the worst, right? Some people, all they had was oodles and noodles, beanies and weenies, you know, struggle meals, noodles and sandwiches, right? But they turned out to be some of the best people. They learned morality, principles. They learned carrying themselves to a certain standard. They learned, you know, how to carry themselves in terms of how they speak for themselves, articulation, if you will. They learned all these different things, right? Meanwhile, a kid or a teenager who comes from the best of the best schools, parenting, living situations are terrible. I want to say President Biden's son got caught in the White House with cocaine. Nobody really speaks on it because they sweep it up under the rug, but y'all get the point. See, sometimes, y'all, it's not about where you come from. It's about what was implemented on the inside of you where you came from. You can have a person who went to Morehouse right here in Atlanta, Clark University. Them schools are in the hood. Y'all go take a look. Yeah, go take a look. It's on the west side, honestly, to be real with you. West side. It's like Southwest Atlanta. Or you can have some people from Harvard. But guess what? Those Harvard people don't have the same morality, don't have the same, heart, don't have the same mindset, not as far as intelligence, but as far as caring for people. They don't have the same. Went to a better school, but does it make them a better person? Right? They probably have an opportunity to make more money, but does it make them more than the person who graduated from Clark or Morehouse or graduated from a HBCU that was in the hood? Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? So again, when you turn pain into pressure and not problems, it makes you such of a better person, y'all, than people who you are surrounded by. I was watching a documentary, actually. It's like a documentary movie on BET Plus, y'all. It's called Big 50, all right? I know if y'all watch it, y'all gonna be like, Reno, what you doing watching this? But family, I'm a human like y'all, number one. And then number two, I like real life true stories. And I'm always getting stories to implement into my content like I'm doing now. But Big 50 was basically this kingpin, well-respected woman who was in the streets. And she kind of moved like a man, right? But she still maintained her sexuality. However, she was just very, very street. Just gonna be honest, she was street, just real street. And she ended up serving time, and she was raped as a kid. And before serving time, she was raped as a kid. That's where it started. Witnessing how her mom would handle situations. Grew up in a household full of people, innocence being stolen, and now you're talking about a person who at first turned their pain into problems. But the reason why I'm mentioning this story is because when you get to the end of it, it shows how she finally turned her life over to God. So y'all wasn't ready for that switch up. Y'all thought I was gonna say, yeah, she's dead and in jail right now. She's dead or in jail, or she's doing something terrible. No, y'all, she ended up giving her life over to God. And that's why I wanted to talk about that story, because sometimes, y'all, God will allow you to go through the worst situations to make you a much better person. Sometimes other people's head is harder than other individuals. Like one person may touch the stove and say, hot, I will never touch it again. Another person may touch the stove and say, hot, but I kind of like it. Hot, but I like it. And then it would take for God to allow them to keep that hand on that stove long enough to realize that, oh, this will burn me to the bone. That hurts. I don't like it. Makes sense of what I'm saying, y'all? So she ended up giving her life over to God, and, that was kind of like the moral of the story. And she got a podcast. She was able to tell a story on BET Plus. I mean, the list goes on, y'all, and I thought it was really dope, okay? You turn your pain into pressure, not problems. We're not trying to hurt other people, okay? Number 3, y'all, you have boxer strength, all right? You have boxer strength. Boxer strength is that conditioning. It's that conditioning. When you are in a gym and you're going through boxing conditioning, you are learning how to fight through pain. You're learning how to fight through being tired. You're learning how to fight through wanting to give up or stop. You're learning how to fight through, feeling exhausted. You got to have that conditioning, and it all starts from the mind. Right? I was in the gym the other day, y'all, while I was doing Muay Thai, and I was extremely tired. So I had bent down, and I'm trying to get my breath. And I had a coach to say, get up. Get up. And when I got up, I was still kind of tired, but I realized that it's also a mind thing. I'm just telling myself that I am tired. I'm just telling myself that I am exhausted. So when you get that boxer strength, you understand conditioning. These boxers are fighting, 3-minute rounds? I want to say 3-minute rounds, 4-minute rounds. I could be off, but I want to say 3-minute rounds. That's a lot. That's a lot. And imagine you doing 12. It's like 36 minutes. Some of y'all throw y'all fists up right now, throw about 5 punches, y'all done. That's it. I'm tired. I need a beer. I need a cigarette. I need some water. I need a popsicle. Right? Give me a strawberry shortcake. Whatever you want. But the point is, y'all, you got to have that boxer strength, that mental conditioning, okay? We seen when Mike Tyson and Holyfield fought. What happened? Holyfield put them things on Mike Tyson. I'm going to just be honest. And I love Mike Tyson. And I only like Holyfield. I like Holyfield, but I love Mike. But the thing is, Mike had to use that mental conditioning. He was a warrior. So every time he hit the canvas, he got back up. Hit the canvas, got back up. Hit the canvas, got right back up. That came from having boxer strength and also being a warrior. Somebody drop in the comments, okay, and say, I am a warrior. Only if you are a warrior, right? For all my warriors, y'all drop in the comments and say, I am a warrior. Every time life hits you, you get right back up. Boxer strength, conditioning. Make sense what I'm saying, y'all? Every time your enemies hit you with a new rumor, hit you with a new lie, hit you with a new obstacle, problems, right? You get right back up. You got boxer strength. Every time you hit the canvas, you get right back up. And this is why they are extremely shocked. They was like, man, I know I hit him with the best one. Well, guess what? If that's all you got, this gonna be a long day for you. Right? If that's all they got, it's gonna be a long day for them, period. Next thing, y'all, number 4, swift and crafty. Okay, you are swift and crafty, which means you recover from hard situations quickly. All right, you recover from lies quickly. You recover from people trying to hurt you or actually harming you quickly. Some people don't possess that ability, right? They may go through it and they're still going through it 5 years later, 10 years later. They're not as swift and crafty. See, you got to understand how to get out the jam, right? When I'm practicing jujitsu, it's about technique and being crafty. Now, being strong does help, okay, because you can put your weight on people and you can utilize your your strength and being strong and even your weight as like a weapon. You can, but it's skinny guys and even girls in there who will put you in your place by utilizing their technique, just being crafty, right? You can have somebody right here in the headlock. Just because they are crafty, they're going to get right out of there, and then they're going to have you in the arm bar before you know it. Crafty, all right? So when you are swift and crafty, you know how to get out that jam quick, right? Now, I know a lot of y'all seen the Tank versus Lamont Roach fight. Not one of my favorite fights by Tank. I love Tank, man. I think he is a phenomenal fighter. Did I think he just got beat up? No, I don't think he just got beat how the world is trying to portray it. When you are a person who been winning for a long time, like my man got 30-0. When you are a winner, when you've been winning for a long time, people can't wait to place a L on you. They can't wait to place that L on you. Even if it looked like you just barely got by. He lost. He took a knee. He did this. And to be real, it wasn't that bad of a beating. What made it look bad is when he took that blatant knee, like he took a knee blatantly, right? Because of the hair grease in his eye, I get it. But when he took that knee, it did kind of look bad. I'm going to just be honest. It looked bad, right? But he didn't just get beat. Lamont showed that he had heart. It showed that he was crafty and swift also. And it showed that I'm not scared of Tank. I ain't scared of him, okay? Now, what I'm getting at here, y'all, is that within the fight, you see how crafty my man Roach was. Crafty, because Tank was throwing some haymakers trying to get him up out of there. He did. He threw some haymakers. But when he threw them, Lamont was like, I was ready for this. I prepared for this. I know that left counter that you got. And so he threw another one. Boom. And got him up out of there almost. And that woke Tank up. Now, they both were crafty and swift. However, when you're talking about being swift and crafty, this is an ability that everybody don't possess. Being able to react quickly is all I'm saying, y'all. All right? And this is what you have. This is why they are extremely shocked. Next thing, y'all, number 5 is going to be this. Mind games did not work. Okay? The mind games did not work. And speaking of mind games, y'all, and speaking of the Tank and the Lamont Roach fight, I do think that Tank was playing a little bit of mind games. I do. I think that, he kept looking at the ref, trying to get certain calls. I think that he was, talking to Lamont, trying to get him out of this game. Fighting a little dirty a little bit because he took a page out of Floyd Mayweather book and hit him with that shoulder, on his chin. But Roach was like right there, hit him with the uppercut, But it's mind games, y'all. It's mind games. And another great example of this, y'all, would be a pimp who no longer has control over his main girl, right? We're going to keep it at that. A pimp who no longer has control over his main girl, okay? The mind games is what allows a pimp to be a pimp. Playing a mind game, making that woman feel as if she is nothing, worthless, and little without him. Making her feel like she can't be anything without him. This is how he keeps her in check. This is how he keeps her wrapped around his finger. But when he no longer has control over that girl, then a pimp can't be a pimp no more. The mind games don't work anymore. You can't make me think or feel as if I need you. And that's the same thing with them, y'all. Their mind games don't work on you anymore. You've understood what your value is. You've understood and learned what your true worth is. And that's what they were afraid of. Because when you know your value and your true worth, then you can start moving and acting like it. And that's why they want to keep you here instead of here. They want to keep you decreased instead of increased. All right? But anyway, y'all, that's going to be today's video, y'all. All right? You got to understand something. Beware of this, y'all. They are extremely shocked after your recovery. Okay? After your recovery. But y'all already know how we do. Y'all make sure y'all book a one-on-one session with your boy. A limited time offer. Y'all be sure to enroll into my social influence course. Y'all be sure to check out any one of my books. All right. And get one of those Yes Sir t-shirts or Yes Sir hoodies. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Y'all keep a rich mentality. Peace.